Today I'm going to talk about rifle slings, and my goal is to give you enough information for you to make an informed choice on what configuration of sling or type of sling might work best for you and your specific objectives with that weapon. We all know the reason to have a sling, and that's simply that the rifle is secured to us when our hands are not on it. But how we configure that sling says a lot about what we plan to do with that rifle, and we're going to talk about that right now. The two most common configurations with the sling are single point or two point. And what that represents is points of contact that the sling has with the weapon. In this case, I'm running a single point sling, so 1 point of contact. And I'll talk about a 2 point sling in a minute. So what are the pros and cons of a single point sling? Well, the pros of a single point sling is I have complete freedom with this rifle, yet it is still secure to my body. So I'll give you an example. So mounting the gun, transitioning to secondary, coming back to the rifle, weapon manipulations, and even transitioning to support side can all be done without any modifications whatsoever. I can do all these things very easily and freely. The problem is, if I have to perform tasks with my hands, if I have to move, if I have to climb, this gun is not in a very secure position. It's going to swing around. If I go down to the ground, it's going to hit the ground. So the gun itself is not stable. It'll stay on my body, but it's not in a place where I can task and perform those tasks without this rifle interfering. Let's talk about configuring your rifle with a 2 point sling. Remember, 2 points of contact. And ultimately what that's going to do for you is if you need to go hands-on, that rifle is far more secure than it'll ever be on this single point configuration where it's basically a floppy noodle. Now the nice thing is I have a sling that does both. So this Crosstac sling allows me to disconnect it here, reapply it here, and now I've set this rifle up in a 2 point configuration. So if I do need to go hands-on, I do need to climb, I do need to get down here in the ground, do whatever I need to do, the rifle is in a position to be secure. Now one other feature that I like about this sling is sometimes we have a little trouble getting this rifle reset here, and we just go ahead and slip our hand under and then free up the sling. Well, there is an added feature where I can release this bungee system by taking this clip off, and now this bungee allows me that a little extra wiggle room to mount the gun and kit or to make transitions effectively without slipping my hand underneath the sling. So kind of an innovative design by Crosstac. But ultimately, the nice thing about it is you buy one sling, you get to practice both and figure out if you like single point or you like 2 point, which works best. And invariably, if you can select between the two, you got a sling that'll fulfill both functions.